Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Give me a second. Let me shut this door. Shut this door. Should have had it shut a long time ago. Put my little pants up. I hope everybody's having a blessed Monday so far. I am. The weather's nice. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, and educational purposes, because we must educate about these monsters. We have to. We have to educate our children. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Time Warp. We have to educate our children in our communities with these monsters. Hey, Miss Francis. Good morning. Happy Monday. Um, Kim Porter was amongst the monsters. And the monster we are talking about today is P. Diddy. Hey, Pretty Trucker, what's going on, Bookie? And drop your link, Pretty Trucker. Y'all, Pretty Trucker's having great conversation over there. Her and Just My Five on her channel. It's a safe place to go for my riders. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and show us some love, and check them out. They're talking about some good topics over there. They talked about Miss Shirley. Have y'all talked about Miss Shirley yet? Pretty Trucker, was it that yesterday or the day before? Because that's a good one. I think that's a interesting story because I want to know what happened to Miss Shirley and stuff. Hey, Adjusted, good morning, sister. Hey, Sage. I want to educate because the Epstein files have dropped. And with the Epstein files dropping, names are flying out of these files. Names all over. Hey, Latasha. She said yes yesterday. So go check out the story that her and Just My Five covered about Miss Shirley. It's interesting. She was a woman that gave back to not just her community, but all communities. She was definitely an angel sent to the homeless community and anybody in need and stuff like that. You'll see her stop in a grocery store, help a family, anything. Hey, Mika, good morning. She said I was ready to hear this one. Yeah, so we all know that Sean Diddy Combs is in jail. The baby oil man. Cassie was wrapped up in it. So many names. But in between the names that was caught up in his escapades, it was so many people that lost their lives as well. Hey, Boo. I gotta mod you up on the backup channel. I'll do that later. But it was so many people that lost their lives due to the corruption and Diddy being overly greedy. And when I say overly greedy, if he wanted something, he felt like he could get it. But it cost people their lives if he couldn't control the narrative of your life. Love you too, Goddess. Thank you, sister, for being a member for 9 months. If he couldn't control the dynamic of your career, you was no good for Diddy. He had to get you out of the way, and it always led to death. Hey, Crow Cotton, I would like to do something with you with files that you just spoke about. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a part two, maybe Friday, Pretty Chuck, if you're available. Let me know your availability Thursday or Friday because I got some other stories I'm going to be covering, but let me know. And don't forget, y'all, Wednesday, I'm doing Hurricane Katrina. It is Black History Month, and we want to talk about the good, but it was never really good for us as Black people. So I want to touch on a lot of stuff that has happened within Black communities, Rosewood, and so much other stuff, Black Wall Street and things like that. But I do want to keep touching on this Epstein files. His lady, the madam, actually had a trial today. And what she said is unbelievable. Okay? Unbelievable. But we do know that Diddy had his roundabouts with the higher ups. That's how he got to have those parties, those escapades. And what happened to that little girl that Diddy said he adopted? What happened to her? Hey, Lola. Happy Monday, sister. What happened to her? She was there. He said he adopted her, but nobody has seen her since. See, it was a lot of trafficking going on. Kim, how he got Kim is crazy. Because he was once friends to Albie Sure. And I want you guys to hear what Albie Sure had to say as well as we get into Kim's story. And I want to read 3 chapters out of Kim's book, and then we'll do another part next week or whatever, because I got other stories I do want to cover and stuff, and I do want to do one with Pretty Trucker with the files and stuff. I want to read some more of the Epstein files, and it has been allegedly said that Diddy also went to Epstein Island as well, has been to Epstein Island, which I don't doubt that if Jay-Z is a part of the plan. We know that Jay-Z and Diddy was locked in pretty tight. And yes, they are music moguls, but at the same time, it's a lot of soul ties behind these entertainers. It's a lot of dark history behind these entertainers. Hey, Tunisha. Let me get to this clip right here.
Have to keep in mind that what people were fed in this propaganda against me over the years about, oh, Buffy did this and adopted your kid and adopted this. There's no adoption. None. There's no letter to my father and all that. All crafted by a publicist. And if you hadn't noticed, his name is still Brown. People thought I was asking things of that nature. It was basically instructed by Kimberly. I was told that Buffy wasn't too happy about anyone who had a relationship with Kimberly. I was very much under, listen, you promise on our son's life, just stay out of the way. Don't get involved. Being told, please, don't do that tough guy Mount Vernon shit. You will get killed. Even to the point where I remember, oof. Yeah, no, I can't go into that. There's legal proceedings going on right now, so this will be. But yeah, I will share that at some point. Let's just say you gotta listen to Kimberly, because not only was she trying to save me, she was putting her own life in danger. To keep in mind that what.
And the Diddy documentary, that was Al B. Sure, the father of Quincy and Kim's oldest child, and that was part of what he said in a clip about Diddy. I want to find another one.
What I wish I knew about music drama before social media. The truth has layers. Here's what everyone's whispering right now. So, Al B. Sure, who shares a song with Kim Porter, went on Instagram and claimed Diddy's PR team paid 27 news outlets to wipe away stories about Kim. He says after he started asking questions about her 2018 death, he was targeted and gang stalked. Al B. Sure even says Kim kept a secret diary about Diddy's alleged crimes. Diddy's team is calling all of this nonsense.
Al B. Sure did go on Instagram stating that Diddy paid 27 news outlets to exit all stories of Kim Porter. It's not new that Kim kept a diary. This has been said over the years before Diddy went to jail. Hey, Sun Kids. Happy Sunday. Hey, Tracy Ann. Happy Monday, Hey, 80s. Happy Monday. Thank you for the Cash App, 280s.
Straight up denying every claim and blaming opportunists. There's no official proof, but the internet is buzzing. What do you think? Cover up or crazy rumor? Hit like, share, and subscribe for more pop culture.
So Al B. Sure has spoke out quite a few times about Kim Porter. You know what I'm saying? Here goes another one.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive.
But this is about Diddy's.
They said, do you believe Kim Porter died of pneumonia? He said, absolutely not.
Let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know. There was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes.
Albie Shore stated in an interview right there that when he went into organ failure, that it was P. Diddy. It was P. Diddy. I believe that too, because Kim Porter had a best friend that spoke out, and it was coincidental that the same thing happened to him because he was ready to speak out. Hey, Miss Sharon, happy Monday.
Absolutely. Wow. My first time saying it. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah.
It's my ex. There's a wonderful Kim Porter, late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
He said Kim told him to watch his back. He said Kim would subliminally tell him, just watch his back, to be careful. Kim knew that Diddy was a vicious man. Kim knew what Diddy was capable of doing when he was angry. The same way, if you guys ever catch that clip of when they was on the red carpet, Kim had on a Tupac shirt, and Diddy wasn't happy
People have been whispering
at all.
for years.
Diddy wasn't happy at all that Kim wore that Tupac shirt. Let me get into this really quick. Let's get into the introduction of Kim's book. And they want to come out now and say, "Oh, that's not real. It's fake. Her book is fake." You know what I'm saying? Why? Because that's the agenda that they want to push. They don't want these secrets to come out. Just like the documentary that 50 Cent did on Diddy. Why does he want that to be shut down? Why do they want to keep that hush? Because it not only speaks of sexual escapades with underage children, it also speaks of people being drugged, lives being taken, money, corruption. They had private doctors, right? She didn't get admitted to the hospital. I'm just saying, even in my BFF, in my head, you always look so nice. Blessings. Thank you, Lady May. Thank you. I appreciate that. Overview of Kim's life. Kimberly Antoinette Porter, known to the world as Kim Porter, was born on December the 15th, 1970 in Columbus, Georgia. Her upbringing in a modest environment shaped her into a resilient and ambitious individual. Raised by her mother, Sarah L. Porter, a single parent, Kim learned the values of hard work and determination from an early age. Sarah installed in her daughter a strong sense of independence and the belief that she could achieve great things despite any obstacles. Kim's early years were characterized by a blend of academic excellence and artistic pursuits. She attended Columbus High School, where she excelled academically while also participating in various extracurricular activities. As a teenager, she began modeling, which would later become a significant part of her career. Her beauty and her charisma quickly caught the attention of local modeling agencies, setting the stage for her future in the entertainment industry. After graduating high school in 1988, Kim made a pivotal decision to move to Atlanta, Georgia. This transition marked the beginning of her professional journey in modeling. Atlanta was a burgeoning hub for fashion and entertainment at the time, offering Kim numerous opportunities to showcase her talents. She signed with the Wilhelmina Agency and soon found herself gracing the covers of prominent magazines like Essence and Runway. Her work extended beyond print. She appeared in music videos and commercial campaigns for high-profile bands such as Tommy Hilfiger and Revlon. As she went through the competitive world of modeling, Kim also ventured into acting. In 2001, she made her film debut in The Brothers, a romantic comedy that showcased her ability to captivate audiences, not just with her looks, but also with her on-screen presence. Over the years, she appeared in several television series and films, including Wicked Wicked Games and Single Ladies. Her versatility as the entertainer allowed her to carve out a niche for herself in both modeling and acting. Despite her professional success, Kim's personal life was equally compelling. She became a mother at a young age when she had her first son, Quincy Brown, with singer Albie Shore in 1991. This experience deepened her commitment to family life and shaped her perspective on motherhood. Quincy's upbringing became a priority for Kim, who balanced her burgeoning career with the responsibilities of being a single mother. In 1994, Kim began an on and off relationship with Sean Diddy Combs that would last over a decade. Their romance was marked by passion, but also fraught with challenges. Together, they welcomed 3 children, Christian Combs in 1998, and twin daughters, Delilah Starr and Jesse James Combs in 2006. Throughout their tumultuous relationship, Kim remained dedicated to nurturing their family while navigating the complexities of Diddy's high-profile lifestyle. And notice they said Diddy's high-profile lifestyles. Hey, YouTube cameras. Hey, Chick Simple Lady. Y'all drop YouTube cameras link as well, please. Drop her link. Kim's life was not without its struggles. The pressure of fame often took a toll on her mental health and personal relationships. Despite these challenges, she maintained a strong public persona while privately dealing with the emotional fallout from her relationships, career, and pressures. In 2007, after years of ups and downs with Diddy, Kim made the difficult decision to step back from the spotlight to focus on raising her children away from public scrutiny. This period allowed her to reconnect with herself and prioritize family life over celebrity culture. Tragically, Kim Porter's life came to an unexpected end on November 15, 2018. She passed away at the age of 47 from lobar pneumonia after experiencing flu-like symptoms for several days. Her death sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and left an indelible mark on those who knew and loved her. And then I'm going to get into meeting Sean Diddy Combs after we look at this clip. Thank you, Sunkiss. Thank you.
We have breaking news to tell you about now. Model and actress Kim Porter, who shares 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, has been found dead.
Yeah, Kim Porter was found this morning in bed, unresponsive, in the upstairs bedroom of this Toluca Lake home. She was an actress and model, but was perhaps best known for her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. Just about a half hour ago, we saw an LA County coroner's van leaving the property.
Bad breaking news. ET confirms former model Kim Porter has died. She's the ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs and the mother of his children. She was 47 years old.
Kim Porter dated Diddy off and on from 1994 to 2007.
So we broke a very sad story yesterday about Kim Porter, the mother of Diddy's 3 children, who died yesterday, and it just seems so odd. She was 47 years old, and just so
that was TMZ. Did y'all hear what he said? He said, "It sounds so odd. Hey, Miss Kim, I see you, Mama Kim." She said this was such a sad story. It was. It really was. YouTube cameras. It was, but it was always mystery. Hey, Kiki. Hey, Queen Butterfly. Hey, sisters. It was always questions behind it. YouTube cameras, because when it happened, it was just like so sudden. And not saying that people don't pass away from pneumonia, but it was who she's standing beside in this clip. Y'all see that? Diddy had a dark side, a very dark side, in which money comes power. And Diddy had a lot of power and a lot of connections. And isn't it just coincidental that the same fate of Albie Sure, who she had a child with, her oldest, and how Albie Sure stated a lot of times in interviews that Kim warned him to watch his back, and that Kim would say this and Kim would say that, and how Diddy even wanted to be the father of Quincy knowing that Albie Sure was around. Hey, something sweet. Yes, it was sudden, mysterious, and remember Albie Sure. Yeah. You know when you can't hold it in no more. But he said he had a bounty on his head. He had a bounty on his head. Albie Sure had a bounty on his head, but Kim Porter's best friend spoke out. And it's crazy that he had the same thing happen to him. And anybody that dated Kim is no longer living. Is that not mysterious too? Albie Sure was in love with her. Yeah. I said when I heard it, I knew it was Diddy allegedly. Hey, Chandra. Where is everybody she dated ended up unalived? And let's not forget allegedly that the son by Mia looked just like one of Diddy's partners that ended up unalived. He looked just like him. They try to say it was some street shit, but I know it was some street shit to me. in my opinion, allegedly, it was something that had something to do with Diddy. I'm so glad you went live because, baby, I'm fighting this hangover at work today, okay?
Suddenly died. It was really perplexing.
Appreciate each other.
And we call that picture a secret society. All we ask is trust.
I like that. I like
It's a secret society.
Kim said we call that picture a secret society. It's about loyalty. See, you got to catch the word. You got to go back to these interviews. You got to go back to a lot of stuff to understand what happened to Kim Porter. Admin needs to stay behind bars. He didn't care for nobody but himself. And also the yacht. If everybody remembers the incident on the yacht when he broke her nose. He was very abusive to Kim Porter, allegedly. She said, Wolf, yeah, Wolf. Everybody go back to that documentary that 50 did that's so controversial. That is so controversial. Right? The thing about Cassie was, this is my thing about Cassie, that I think everybody be missing. Cassie might be a part of a lot of the scandals and stuff, but Cassie was a young girl trying to get her music career off. And when you come, and that would be us too, not knowing the industry, really not knowing nothing, just being green to everything. And starting a music career, and we run into Whitney Houston. We run into any of them and we want to become one of the biggest artists ever. At that time, we'd have took Diddy up too. Because we was green to the fact that all these things was happening. How powerful he was, how monstrous he really was. How powerful he was. The secret society that is coming out right now with the Epstein files. In the Epstein files, if you really look close, Omaha Insurance is mentioned. The man that owns Omaha Insurance. Bill Gates. Some of the biggest names alive are mentioned in the Epstein files. And today, when Giselle went to her trial, they said, we given all the files. No, you haven't. They can't. Y'all, ain't it funny that Trump hasn't given Diddy immunity and let him go? Being that Diddy is saying nothing about those escapades. All the prominent people that was in the room having those escapades and stuff. And ain't it funny how everybody that was once at that party, they shunned away. They removed themselves, from Mary J to Denzel and a lot of other celebrities that we love. When this happened, nobody knew Diddy. Latasha said, who knew anything at 18 and 19? Absolutely. Not when you're trying to be the biggest and you get an opportunity to work with Diddy. And when y'all go back to the documentary to see how Kim would look at Cassie on that red carpet, you could feel the tension through the documentary. Facts, and he used that against her. He manipulated her bad. And we're talking about drugs. Everything's involved in these escapades and everything's involved. Even day 26. She was attacked in her cell yesterday. They want her to stay quiet, Latasha. They can't afford her. She's the last one. And now she wants Trump to free her. She said if Trump frees her, she's going to tell all. I wonder who she's going to tell on. Who's trying to keep her quiet? She asked for the Fifth Amendment. Do y'all just want her to tell on Democrats? Because if she talks, it's going to turn bad for the whole Democratic and Republican Party. They're going to try to off her. They're going to try to take her life, Latasha, is what they're doing. They can't afford to have her say anything. You know, a lot of these celebrities are afraid as well as politicians. Oh, YouTube cameras. But it's too late to be scared now. Y'all wasn't scared when y'all was touching those kids and doing inappropriate things, you know? And now that it's out and people are seeing these monsters for who they are, everybody's running scared. Like YouTube camera said. Thank you, Kelly Kimball. Don't forget she said the secret society.
All we ask is trust.
Right, Lady Neil?
Kim Porter was born on December 15, 1970 in Columbus, Georgia, to her mother, Sarah Porter, and her father, Jake Porter. Her parents divorced when she was only 3 years old, and she would be primarily raised by her mom and grandmother. She was an only child but grew up around her cousins, who were more like sisters. Kim described her childhood as a happy one, but said that her mother and grandmother always made sure that they instilled the importance of education and discipline. Her mother graduated from the HBCU, Albany State University, and was one of the first Black women to get her master's degree from Troy University. Her grandmother, Lila Starr, opened up the Royal Cafe in 1964. It became a mainstay in the community and operated for decades in the Columbus, Georgia area. She was enrolled into dance classes, participated in beauty pageants, and also became a talented piano player.
Mom would say, Kim, go play your, and it's time to practice your piano. So she was like, Tree, come sit with me and play my piano. So I would sit here with her and she taught me to play Annie.
Sing now, sing, do something.
As a teen, she worked at her grandmother's restaurant where she learned how to cook, and she was a standout student at Columbus High School and also a part of the marching band. Her best friend at school would go on to become a legendary producer. His name was Dallas Austin, and their relationship and life experiences together would later inspire the movie Drumline starring Nick Cannon. Kim would be crowned homecoming queen. She was a standout student and her teachers spoke very highly of her. One of them even recommended that she become a lawyer due to her high intelligence and composure. Kim did consider becoming an attorney, but ultimately she would turn to her first love, modeling. While maintaining a near-perfect GPA in high school, she also attended a local modeling school, which would jumpstart her career in the industry. At only 17 years old, she won the Fresh Faces of the South modeling competition in Hilton Head, South Carolina, becoming...
And ain't that crazy how fate deals us a different hand than what we could have, like, how they said, you know, her teacher was like, I think you'd be a good lawyer, and she wanted to, but she went back to modeling. And it's almost like, dang, if she was a lawyer, would she ever been intertwined with Albie Shore or Diddy? You know what I'm saying? How it's just funny how our paths cross with these people of different entities and, you know, bad standards and morals and stuff. But I'm just curious about that.
The first Black woman to ever do so, and winning this competition would allow her to make connections and also give her the opportunity to move to New York City, one of the modeling capitals of the world. She went on to sign to Wilhelmina Models, as well as Elite Model Management, and Kim went on to have a very successful career, doing campaigns for brands such as Tommy Hilfiger and Revlon, as well as walking the runway with some of the biggest names of the day, such as Tyra Banks and Kimora Lee Simmons, who she would go on to become best friends with. Her career took her all over the world, modeling in places such as Tokyo, Japan, London, England, and Paris, France. In 1988, her new connections in the entertainment world would also lead her to love. She was acquainted with music executive Andre Harrell, and he asked her did she want to meet Albie Shore while they were at a music industry event. one of the biggest R&B stars in the world during that time, thanks to his double platinum album In Effect Mode and his single Night and Day.
Introduced us, he actually came up to me and he was like, Kim, do you want to meet Al B. Sure? And I'm like, yeah.
And I was, whoa. I was like, wow.
He was nice. He was very genuine and sweet and compassionate. And those are the things that I fell in love with outside of his good looks.
But Kim would spend a lot of time modeling in Milan, Italy, so Al would take a lot of trips overseas to see her. And he also says that this is around the same time that they decided to get married. They were deeply in love, and they showed that love to the world in Al B. Sure's Misunderstanding video in 1990. And that would also be the same year that Kim would learn that she was pregnant with their child. And their union would become the inspiration for one of the most legendary R&B songs of all time, Jodeci's Forever My Lady. Al worked as a producer and a writer as well, and he dedicated the song to the mother of his child, Kim Porter.
And one thing about it, Diddy hated that bond. I want people to know that just because we separate, go our separate ways, doesn't mean it was hate. People just grow apart, and they don't grow apart for bad reasons all the time. And I think he hated it in the fact that when Al B. Sure did an interview and he showed pictures and stuff of how Diddy came, met him and stuff like that, and just kept watching Kim because he was with Kim at the time, Al B. Sure was, and he said how just Sean was just lusting after Kim and said, damn, I wish I had a lady this beautiful. He said, you got one. He said, Mia. Talking about Mia at the time because, he was with her. That's his other son, Justin's mother. At the time, he said, you got her. But let me read this snippet out of the book. Meeting Sean Diddy Combs. Kim Porter's life took a significant turn when she met Sean Diddy Combs in mid-1990s. At that time, Diddy was emerging as a powerhouse in the music industry, having found Bad Boy Records and produced charting-topping hits. Kim had already established modeling and actress, was drawn into Diddy's world, a realm filled with glamour, ambitious, and the complexities that often accompany fame. The first encounter. The initial meeting was serendipitous, occurring at a party in New York City. Kim was there to network and socialize while Diddy was making his rounds as one of the most sought-after figures in the entertainment industry. The chemistry between them was palpable, but from the start, Diddy was captivated by Kim's beauty and charisma, while she was intrigued by his confidence and his drive. Yes, somebody got to her. It's sad all the way around when the love of your life is gone. As they exchanged pleasantries, it became clear that there was an undeniable spark. Diddy's charm and magnetic personality drew Kim in, and she found herself enchanted by his ambitious nature. They quickly fell into flirtation that would evolve into a passionate relationship, a whirlwind romance. What began as a casual encounter soon blossomed into full-fledged romance. The couple quickly became inseparable, attending high-profile events together and making headlines in tabloids. The relationship marked by lavish dates, extravagant parties, and a lifestyle that many could only dream of. Kim found herself immersed in Diddy's world of music and celebrity culture. She has attended studio sessions, watched him work on new projects, and even appeared in some of his music videos. This exposure not only deepened their connection, but also provided Kim with a front row seat to the inner workings of the entertainment industry. However, the whirlwind romance came with its own set of challenges. The pressures of Diddy's rising stardom often created tension between them. Kim had to navigate her own career while supporting Diddy's ambitions, leading to moments of conflict and uncertainty. Hey, Ocean Drive, becoming a family. In April 1998, Kim gave birth to their first child together, Christian Combs. This milestone brought them closer together, but also added complexity to the relationship. As new parents, they faced the challenges of balancing their careers with demands of raising a child. Kim embraced motherhood wholeheartedly, often taking on the primary caregiving role while Diddy focused on his burgeoning career. Despite the love for each other and their growing family, the relationship was not without its tumultuous moments. Reports of Diddy's infidelity began to surface, causing strain between them. Kim felt herself grappling with feelings of insecurity and doubt as she tried to maintain her sense of self amid the chaos. The relationship escalated between periods of intense passion and significant conflict. In 1999, after several years together, Kim made the difficult decision to end the relationship temporarily due to Diddy's infidelities. This breakup marked a pivotal moment for both individuals as they reevaluated their priorities and what they wanted from life. During their time apart, Kim focused on her career and personal growth while Diddy began dating other high profile celebrities. However, they remained connected through co parenting Christian and continued to support each other in various ways. In 2003, after a year long separation, Kim and Diddy reunited with renewed hope for their relationship. They also welcomed twin daughters, Delilah Starr and Jesse James Combs, in December 2006, a joyous occasion that reignited their bond. For a brief period, it seemed as though they had found stability as a family, the reality of fame. However, the pressures of fame weighed heavily on both Kim and Diddy. The public scrutiny surrounding their relationship intensified as rumors circulated about the infidelity and personal struggles. Despite the external pressure, Kim remained committed to her family. She often prioritized her children over her aspirations. Throughout these years, Kim's resilience shone through as she navigated both her career and her role as a mother. She became known for her ability to maintain grace under pressure while juggling multiple responsibilities. Their final years together. As time went on, however, it became increasingly clear that their relationship was fraught with complications that could not be ignored. By 2007, after nearly 13 years together marked by love, heartbreak, reconciliation, and conflict, Kim made the difficult decision to end things for good. In interviews later on, she reflected on this period with clarity. I wanted him to know I wasn't breaking up with him for 2 weeks or maybe leaving for 2 days, she stated, regarding her final departure from Diddy's life. If I pack up everything, twins and all, it means I'm out. This decisive action underscored her desire for independence and self-identity, beyond being just Diddy's girlfriend. It marked a turning point in her life where she sought something different for herself, a chance to reclaim her narrative amidst the chaos surrounding their relationship. The impact of their relationship. The impact of Kim Porter's relationship with Sean Diddy Combs extended far beyond personal dynamics. It shaped both of their lives significantly. For Kim, being involved with one of the music's biggest icons brought opportunities, but also challenges that tested her resolve. Their connection produced 3 children who would carry forward elements of both parents' legacies. Christian Combs had pursued a career in entertainment, while Jesse James and Delilah Starr following in their mother's footsteps as models and actresses. In retrospect, meeting Sean Diddy Combs marked the beginning of an extraordinary chapter in Kim Porter's life, a journey filled with love, trials, triumphs, heartaches, and ultimately profound personal growth. As we continue exploring her story throughout this biography, it becomes evident how pivotal this relationship influenced not only she became, but also how she navigated the complexities of life under public scrutiny. Through it all, whether during moments of joy or sorrow, Kim remained steadfast in her commitment to family while striving for personal fulfillment amidst the challenges posed by fame and relationships that often blurred boundaries between love and pain.
I started to write the song for my lady, and it was about Kimberly. The song was about Kim. So you had my baby. It means so much to me.
And I remember they were working on the song and they couldn't come up with the lyrics. And Al looked at me and he was like, "So you're having my baby." And I was like,
And on June 4th, 1991, the couple would welcome their first child to the world Quincy Brown, who was named after Al's mentor, prolific music producer Quincy Jones. And Al B. Sure also shares the same birthday with his firstborn son. In the early 90s, Kim started to feel like modeling overseas and trying to be a good mom to a newborn son was way too difficult. So she took a job as a receptionist in New York City, working at the Uptown Records office for Andre Harrell, and her husband, Al B. Sure, was there as a producer working with the label's musical acts. In late 1991, Kim and Al were at the Uptown offices with their newborn son, Quincy. And this would also be the day that Kim would meet the man who she would forever be intertwined with, a young up-and-coming A&R at the label named Sean Combs, back then known as Puff Daddy. The first time he seen her, she was in the studio with Al, and even though he knew that she was in a relationship, it didn't stop him from admiring her beauty and even secretly wishing that she was with him instead.
And you know, that's crazy. You know, somebody comes to meet you, you know, okay, P. Diddy's coming. Not that Al B. Sure wasn't a man of his own that set his own lane in his career. But this man is sitting right here, and look at Kim. She's with Al B. Sure in this scene. At this moment, she's with Al B. Sure. And he's lusting, hey, Jenny, I see you. Hey, Erline, what's going on? You get nothing from a narcissist for free, okay? Ocean Drive, I seen you come in. Tracy SM, fun fact, I went to the same high school as Kim. However, she's 8 years older than me, okay? Yeah, somebody got to her sad all around when love of your life is gone. I read that one. Hey, my mother's keeper, what up, sister? So, yeah, he was lusting after her, wishing that he could have Kim in his life, and he didn't care, you know, about stepping on toes to do it. And that's crazy work, how he sat in this man's face and did what he did.
Al had influence in getting Kim a job at Uptown, and Kim became the receptionist.
At one point, I was working on Casey and JoJo on one of the soundtracks, and Sean came by the studio. I believe he may have been with his significant other at the time, who was Misa. And I was in the studio with Kimberly, and we had the baby with us at that point, I think, and I was at the mixing board. He walked into the studio, and he looked over, and he saw this really beautiful girl. And she was holding this really beautiful baby. And he said, hey, man, I wish I had a beautiful girl like that. I was like, you do? It's Misa.
But during this time, Al B. Sure was a certified star with a lot more influence and a much bigger name than Puff, because even though it seemed like Kim had the perfect family with her superstar husband and her new baby, cracks would begin to show in her picture-perfect life. He fell victim to the trappings of fame, the celebrity status, the money, and the unlimited amount of women. A lot of times they would come right up to him even if Kim was standing right there, trying to flirt with him and give him their number. The circumstances put a heavy strain on their relationship. And
it takes a hell of a woman, let me tell y'all something. It takes, hey, Miss Tip, I see you. Man, I just know the chemistry was unmatched and he hated that. Yes. You have to be a strong woman when you start messing with somebody and they make it, hey, Natasha, I see you. I wonder if the truth will ever be revealed on her passing. You know, it is being revealed. You know, Al B. Sure is talking. He's speaking out, and other people had came forward and spoke out too, and said what they said. Now, in court, I don't know if Kim's name ever was brought up and stuff in his charge, because I don't know if that was I don't think it had any thing to do with what he was being charged with and stuff. But that's how we feel, that her death was always a mystery and stuff. So I want to read this one. This one is her private life between love and suffering. Behind the appearances of luxury and glamour, Kim's life was filled with moments of profound suffering. The diary she left behind after her death reveals shocking details about what occurred behind closed doors. Years of emotional abuse, betrayals, and manipulation left deep scars. While rumors of crisis in the relationship were well known, few had imagined the full extent of Kim's private torment. In 2007, the couple briefly separated after Kim discovered yet another one of Diddy's infidelities, which had resulted in a child with another woman. Nevertheless, despite their official separation, the two remained closely bonded after reconciling. They were like magnets. Kim once said in an interview, "Even when we pull apart, something always brings us back together." However, the diaries brought to light only after her death revealed that behind these reconciliations was much more than mutual attraction. Kim was trapped in a cycle of abuse and emotional dependency. Her writing describes a woman who fought to break free from Diddy's shadow, but found it nearly impossible to escape his control. Life with Diddy was not just made of exclusive parties and red carpets, but also moments of deep loneliness and anguish. The discovery of the diaries, Truth Beyond Death. Kim Porter's sudden death in November 2018 shocked Hollywood, initially attributed to complications from pneumonia, but her passing raised many questions. However, only years later, when her diaries was uncovered, did the true picture of her life begin to emerge in stark and dramatic clarity. The words she had written in private, kept even from her closest friends, told a story of pain and resilience that no one had imagined. Hey Yadi, what's going on, Bookie?
Caused a very toxic dynamic between the two. According to family and friends, they were both very controlling over one another. Al knew that a lot of men wanted Kim as well, so this caused him to be very possessive, wanting to know where Kim was at all times.
He's controlling her, she's controlling him, she's acting out. It's not gonna work.
Al was very jealous, and guys were all over Kim all the time because she was so pretty. So I just remember Al and me talking to him all the time saying, boy, fall back. You know, she's not going anywhere. But he was very possessive.
You would have girls like throwing themselves literally throwing themselves, throwing their panties, giving their numbers in front of me when I'm there, when I'm not there. I'm a very secure person, but that's a lot to have to deal with at all times.
Kim discovered that Al fathered another child with a woman who gave birth shortly after Quincy was born. After parting ways with Al B. Sure, Kim would continue to further her career, starring in multiple music videos, such as Heavy D's Nothing But Love For You, D'Angelo's Brown Sugar, and Jodeci's Fiendin'.
Heavenly Beauty unfolds on stage.
I got the man here in charge, Devontae Swing, running things, and his leading lady. All right, now did you do all the casting for this?
I did a lot of the casting for this.
What made you pick Miss Kimmy Kim?
This is a long-time friend of mine, you know. She was the most beautiful girl I know. So I asked her to do the video. She said yes.
Puff Daddy had his own relationship going on with stylist Misa Hilton, who gave birth to his firstborn son, Justin Combs, on December 30th of 1993. But once that relationship came to an end, he put his sights on getting with Kim Porter. And by late 1994, the two were a couple, marking the beginning of a whirlwind love affair that would last for decades. By this time, Puffy had raised his profile and even had his own bad boy label. It's said that he was fired from Uptown Records by Andre Harrell, but there's also reports that he was simply chosen by one of the biggest kingmakers in the music industry, Clive Davis.
Everybody know who Clive Davis is, right? The man of the hour. Remember Clive Davis and Brandy was at the awards show. Whitney comes in a beautiful dress, soaking wet, and hands them letters that nobody's ever heard what was in those letters that she gave to them, right? Very powerful, wealthy man. Remember Hugh Hefner? The bunny parties. He was very much a part of those. And we all know that Hugh had those girls at a young age as well, allegedly. He had a little man syndrome. Then he knew how he was snaking his guys, fucking with the women that he felt like he was gonna lose Kim the same way. Wow, there it goes right there. That's how he got raped in the ring of Nobody speaks of Clive Davis. Ain't that strange? Nobody speaks of Clive Davis and the role that he played with a lot of stuff. These diaries were not merely a record of Kim's personal suffering, but a testament to the complexity of her life. Kim was not just a victim, but a woman constantly striving to reconcile her love for Diddy with the need to protect herself and her children. These pages contain episodes of emotional and physical abuse that cast a dark shadow over her relationship with Diddy, which now play a central role in the legal charges against him. What makes these diaries even more significant is that they represent the voice of a woman who, despite her public silence, desperately sought to be heard. Her words are not just a cry of pain, but an act of courage and truth. Kim knew that one day these pages might make a difference, and now they're playing a crucial role in bringing to light a story of abuse and injustice. Kim Porter, A Life of Strength and Fragility. The figure of Kim Porter is filled with complexity. Despite everything she endured, she remains a symbol of strength. For many women, those who knew her describe her as a devoted mother, a woman who, despite her personal struggles, always sought to protect her children and ensure them a safe future. Her diary reveals a woman acutely aware of her own limits, but also incredibly resilient. Kim was never someone who publicly complained about her difficulties. She always maintained a cascade of composure and dignity, trying to keep her private life out of the spotlight, even when the weight of that life became unbearable. However, with the publication of her writings, the world has finally been able to see the reality behind that cascade, a brave but vulnerable woman who fought until the end of her dignity. When again you're messing with somebody who is as big as Al B. Sure, Puff Daddy in those times, and even now, women are going to throw themselves at your man. They're going to throw themselves at your man. Hell, they do it now, and your man ain't even got too much going on like these men did. But we cannot overlook the narcissism. We cannot overlook the abuse. And a lot of women are like him. We don't want the public to know that that it ain't all glittering gold. 3:33, the Bible says unto me, and I will show you great and almighty things. You know what? I want to know where the missing phone went and what was in the Whitney and Brandy note. Yeah, nay. I've always wanted to know that. They swept that under the rug. And then that same, in a matter of seconds, Whitney's found dead in a tub of water, nay. TT, did you tell me to put the Twitch link in here? Yeah, my mother's keeper. Y'all can put the Twitch link in here. That's fine, please. Hey, Jenny Williams, an evil man. Good morning, miracles and blessings to all. Hey, Short Stack. I want to read this one too. Chapter 2, the relationship with Sean Diddy Combs between love and power. A love story under the spotlight. The relationship between Kim and Sean Diddy Combs was one of the most followed and discussed throughout the 90s and early 2000s. From the public's perspective, it seemed to embody the dream of a powerful couple. Him, a music mogul, successful producer, visionary entrepreneur. Her, a captivating mom and the mother of their children. But behind the glamorous cascade of public appearances, interviews, and photo shoots lays a relationship marked by power, dynamics, emotional conflict, and forms of abuse that would only come to light years later. Nay said, girl, what you mean, Nay?
During a private meeting, Puffy convinced Clive to put up the seed money to fund Bad Boy Records and basically erased Andre Harrell as his golden boy and replaced him with Puffy. Kim was there from the label's inception, from the signing of Biggie Smalls and Craig Mack to receiving their first mainstream hit with the platinum-selling single Flavor in Your Ear, and after the release of Biggie's legendary album Ready to Die.
Those two people are gone. Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls. I wonder how that happened. If you guys go back and listen to the documentary, you find out a lot. Biggie had heard a lot of stuff about what Diddy was doing behind his back. And he was ready to do his own thing. But greed and power cost him his life by the hands of P. Diddy. The same with Tupac. Diddy played in all of that. And me and Shank Rock will be attending the Tupac trial in August. We will be going to that trial. It's out of state, but we will be there for that. And we will be televising it. We will be covering that on our channels.
Bad Boy will become one of the most prominent record labels in hip-hop, signing future stars like Total, 112, and Mace. Kim also witnessed the deterioration of his friendship with Marion Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row Records, after Suge's best friend Jake Robles was murdered at an after-party down in Atlanta being held by Jermaine Dupri, and he was allegedly shot and killed by P. Diddy's bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones. That situation served as the catalyst for what would become the East Coast vs. West.
If you go back into the documentary, you will find out about Wolf. If you go listen to Gene Deal, shout out to Gene Deal. I'll be over there with him when he goes live. But Gene Deal talks about Wolf. And here's Wolf, a right-hand man to P. Diddy Combs, and allegedly came out down the road that Wolf could be the father of Justin. And when they put those pictures up, I was like, my God, it's no denying it. Like it's no denying it. And then boom, Wolf is no longer here. Wet women. What you mean, Jenny? Explain. They killed them all, especially from that record label. The only one who was lucky was Al. They tried to do him too. Yes, they did. But pay attention to all these people, you know what I'm saying? East versus West. Who started that? The man right there behind Biggie. The East versus West. He was in his ear. He was in his ear. It says Wu-Tang Clan. Y'all remember the Vibe magazine? Wu-Tang Clan, D'Angelo, Dr. Dre, Jermaine Dupri, Brandy. Ain't that crazy that Brandy's in here? Crucial Conflict, Oprah Winfrey, Shaka Khan, Chuck D, Mary J. Blige. These names that's on this cover is crazy work. It's definitely crazy work. Ray J isn't innocent. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jenny. And I believe this is why some of the things are happening. And like I said, I'm glad I was watching something and we was talking about Ray J, and then it was something about Ray J wanting to go to Hades. And if everybody remembers, right before Whitney had passed away, Ray J had went to Haiti and stuff. And then he comes back and Whitney all of a sudden passes away in a tub with water, still trying to figure out how she drowned in the tub. If nobody was there, who to say she drowned in a tub. But I think somebody took Whitney's life. I think that Whitney Houston allegedly was a sacrifice. And at that time, they said that allegedly Ray J and Whitney was hooking back up, and everybody knows what happens in Hades. Hades is full of voodoo and rituals. He became a handler, and now the Reaper is on his ass. Hey, when you sign up, it's always something. Miss Jazzy, they put that blood on the dotted line, and guess what? They think that it's just that I take a life, but you have to reap what you sow. The record, Lawless being starring, that shit low key. TT said the labels. Okay, the record labels be starring that shit low key. Absolutely. I was so crushed when Tupac was gone. That hurted me so bad. So glad he's going to get justice. Yes, Erline, yes. And me and Shank Rock will be there for that.
West Coast Rap Wars that boiled over at the 1995 Source Awards.
Thank my whole entire Defo family on both sides, you know what I'm saying?
Listen what he's about to say.
Like to tell Tupac, keep his guards up. We ride with him. And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
Oh, that was a big statement. I remember that award show. It was so controversial. I loved every bit of the sort. Boy, the Hip Hop Awards was deep that year. Y'all hear me? I'm talking about it. Had me on the edge of my seat when he said that. Because you think back, Diddy was in all their videos, dancing. He had to be a part of everything. Craig Mack, Biggie, he was there. Who wants that as management? Think about it. The control. Ray J definitely was her handler at the time. I thought it was funny when he was talking about Diddy. Yeah, he was. Yes. Yes. This shit was a statement to Diddy. This was a huge statement to Diddy. And when I say it was the most controversial award show, it was because Diddy was so sneaky. Diddy played a hand into the life of Tupac, life being taken. So don't tell me what a friend won't do. You're sitting here managing Biggie Small. You got him and Tupac going at each other's head while you sit back paying other people to intervene. You're in this people's ear. You're way out in the West Coast in these people's ear. To where he got his own nephew to take the life of Tupac. If y'all watch the documentary, you will see that. How this went down. How everything was taking place. Sunkist said, absolutely. It's crazy how all these singers are being killed by the elites and nothing is being done. When you said about women throwing themselves at your men, yes. But, you know, trials coming for Tupac. That's going to be one of the biggest. One of the biggest. Because now we see, why do you think Diddy wants that documentary taken down? He even had Justin in that bathroom taking a life. So Mia, for you to be a mother and saying that is affecting Justin, you allowed it. You knew what type of man Sean Diddy Combs was. You knew. And as long as the money and the getting was good, you was okay. You was silent. Stay silent. Stay silent. See, this these women again turning a blind eye to the red flags. Allowing her son to be a part of this lifestyle. Being subjected by his father to the lifestyle of women sucking and touching on him at a very young age. Such as Sean Puffy Combs did to Usher. Crazy because the whole time we thinking Suge was the monster, the whole time the monster was sitting in our face. Is diabolical. He was actually talking about Jermaine Dupri. Look up how JD handled Bow Wow after Snoop gave Bow Wow to JD as an artist. Yeah. Hey, Just My Five, and drop your link as well, y'all. Just My Five is an amazing. If you need anything for your channel, any kind of backdrops, she's super cheap at it. You know what I'm saying? She does everything, music, everything. If you got to attend the award show on Big Lax for the Mo3 sector and stuff, and see all the awards, the animations and everything was amazing. And Just My Five was a part of that, and I appreciate her kindly. But she does the show with Pretty Trucker, and like I said, go check out their episode about Miss Shirley, you know, and stuff like that. I'm pretty interested in hearing more and what happened to Miss Shirley, somebody that was epic in the community of homeless people and giving back to single mothers, just stopping you in the grocery store, giving back and stuff like that. Somebody so influential, gone so soon and stuff. And Miss Shirley also had a feeling that somebody was trying to do something to her, is the scary part. So I'm super interested in catching that Just My Five. Especially when, especially that was taking that as kick in as long as they was getting money. Crazy work. Yeah, Miss Jazzy. And we can't forget, you guys, in the industry, it is dark parts to the industry. It is secret societies and so much more. Again, Cat Williams has been talking about this for years, but it was taken as jokes. Nobody ever took them serious, I think, until they started blackballing and things like that. And that's when people started to open their eyes. It's a shame what they did to that lady. It is. It is just, that's why I want to get into it, just my five. I want to go check you guys out.
Multiple people would lose their lives behind the scenes and publicly due to this East Coast versus West Coast war that would result in two rap legends losing their lives at a young age. On September 13th, 1996, Tupac Shakur was shot multiple times after attending a Mike Tyson fight with Suge Knight. There were even rumors that Puffy put out $1 million hit on Tupac. This story was backed up by Compton Crip Keefe D, who was one of the men in the vehicle when Tupac was shot by Orlando Baby Lane. And
Orlando was Keefe D's nephew. And if y'all go listen to the interview of Keefe D on a secret recording, he did state how he met Puffy and everything else. One of Puffy's good friends had came to Keefe D ordering the hit on Tupac Shakur. Keefe D will be in court this year in August for the death of Tupac. So me and Shank Rock will be there covering this trial and stuff. Shank Rock is very much into Tupac's death and stuff like that. So I want to support him and be there for him during his time of doing that. And it's monumental. It's going to be historic. You know, we've been waiting for years to see what really happened to who really put that hit out for Orlando to take the life of Tupac. They always try to make it whistleblowers out to be less credible so that the masses brush it off. Yes, she said, yes, Tupac, yes. Hello, Miss Parker in chat. Hey, Tommy, what's going on? Right, and they didn't get paid for the hit, right? I don't remember. I think he did get paid for the hit, but you know, Orlando ended up losing his life as well. And it show you how street shit really goes. Cause look at Keefe D. I'm gonna get my nephew and his crew to take the life, because Keefe D was very big in the streets and out in the West. You know, so to get your nephew and now your nephew's life is gone is crazy work. All these deaths behind somebody wanted to rise into fame, and the only person that rose into fame from all of this was who? Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy didn't even pay for Biggie's funeral. Go back and listen to the documentary. He didn't even pay for Biggie's funeral. How he planned it all out was sickening. It was crazy. And let's not forget that Biggie Small's mother even spoke out. Had Diddy done nothing? So see what the persona everybody puts on when it's lights, cameras, action, isn't that when the cameras cut off? Tupac and Biggie was good friends before Puffy. Absolutely, Sharon. I went to school with Orlando. And Puffy was jealous. Puffy was the type to get jealous, not just over Kim, women he fucked with, but men. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they couldn't be friends with other people. He wanted to be the only nigga in everybody's life type of thing. I went to school with Orlando. Oh, really, Tammy C?
Anderson. And 6 months later, on March 9th, 1997, Biggie would be murdered after attending the Soul Train Music Awards with Puffy. But through it all, Kim stayed by his side when it looked like Bad Boy might not recover after.
And y'all, Kim was really good friends with Tupac. Kim was really good friends with Tupac. And if y'all go back to that night that Biggie was there, Biggie didn't want to be at that party, but Puffy demanded that Biggie stay. Biggie was so uncomfortable in that party with Puffy. And when Biggie said, nah, you know how you just don't want to be in a club, you just got that bad feeling in the pit of your stomach, something ain't right. And only people that seen Biggie leave was Puffy and him. Puffy set that hit to make it look like it was West Coast, and it wasn't. Rumored is Puffy's mom is a dark soul as well. She was very caught up in the elites of the mafia. Allegedly, Puffy had to entertain a lot of mafia people and do a lot of things that was inappropriate as a kid himself. allegedly. Controversial statements. Tupac was a prophet and DMX was a preacher. Biggie paid for his own funeral. Absolutely, TT. Hey, TT, sorry for the late response. I'm at work listening. It started with Puffy's mom. Hey, Shanta, baby. Happy Monday. It definitely started with Diddy's mom. Don't look at the documentary. Go look up all the interviews. Listen to Gene Deal. She was a madam. Yes, dad was a pimp and she was a madam. You heard me, Miss Jazzy? You heard me? She was a madam. She was very much a madam. And she was just like Diddy. That's why Puffy's daddy is gone, allegedly. You know, they call them money Mayas in the Mo3 sector. Women playing both sides of the fence. Black men getting more than the mafia in the streets. He had to go. Woman playing both sides, telling what her baby daddy did. Because she was greedy, too. It's where Puffy gets it from. Just like his mother. Like mother, like son. Hey, joy to the world. Sunkiss said facts. He saw a lot at a young age. Oh, yeah. A lot.
After Biggie's death, Kim was the one to motivate him to continue on, and Puffy would eventually become the biggest star on the label himself.
We always, me and him, we always had conversations, and I'm very close with God, and through our relationship, I was trying to show him how God is his friend, and he was taking in God as his friend, you know, and it was a gradual thing.
They always saying God and stuff. Nay, I don't know what you mean by this. She said, I sat in HR behind Whitney because I let my coworkers have it. She was my sister in my head. Dad was a driver of the drug dealer. They said, absolutely, Queen of Shame. Taught him how to rope them in and make them behave. That's why she was teaching Murray the ropes, allegedly. Absolutely. Mom killed Puffy dad, allegedly. Absolutely. This shit was in his DNA. Yes. He looks like a big bad wolf himself in this picture. Thank you, Sharon. If you got that gifted membership from Sharon, please tell her thank you for grabbing that green jacket for you, okay? Thank you, Sharon, sis. God this, God that. Knowing it ain't nothing but the devil behind them. You heard me? Just demonic entities.
And he started understanding. He even had got a scripture, you know, tattooed on his arm, and I have this medallion of Jesus that he went in. He had got the same medallion of Jesus.
What did the scripture say?
It said, the Lord is the light of my life. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my salvation. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and foes, came to eat upon my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
Listen to all of that. Come on, that sounds demonic. A lot of dark generational stuff in that family. It just sounds demonic. It sounds like some ritual type shit. It just, Puffy has one hell of a story that we still haven't got to see a side of. All this dark stuff, that was just the tip of the iceberg. It's still so much. And this is what I don't understand. Why does it take something to happen, like to get locked up and charges come, when we all start talking about it? Because everybody's guilty. Anybody that held these secrets, that watched him take lives, that watched him inappropriately touch children, and know he was taking lives of these men, and now we talk about it. And I get that he had power, because y'all, sometimes we on the outside looking in, but baby, power, and it's so many higher ups. Yeah, everybody's dead like that. Everybody's dead before he could snap his fingers. Both Diddy and Richard Pryor's moms were madams. You don't always have the equates to where you came from. Clive Davis is the head of the music. You have to go through him if you want to succeed. They mention God, but it's not God with the capital G. Let's go, Sharon. When shit don't make sense, there's a reason. Okay, Sunkiss? You hear me?
Puffy and Kim would be featured on the cover of his newest magazine titled Notorious, making a pregnancy announcement and celebrating their first child being on the way. But unfortunately, Kim's loyalty wouldn't be rewarded because shortly after giving birth to their first child together, Christian Combs, in April of 1998, she discovered that Puffy had an ongoing side relationship with another up-and-coming celebrity, Jennifer Lopez, who he had become infatuated with after seeing her in the movie Selena. He personally called her and asked her did she want to be a part of his newest music video titled Been Around the World. And as soon as they met on set, the sparks flew immediately. And after that music video, they would begin their affair, all while Kim was at home pregnant with their first child together. Not to mention that Jennifer Lopez was still married to her first husband, Ohani Noah, during this time.
Sure.
My light bulb went off. I just saw Selena. I said, I know Honey could dance. Let me call her, see if she's with it.
He was like, so you used to dance, right? And I go, yeah, I used to dance. And he's like, I think it's time to let people know that you can dance again. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You know?
On the video set, the electricity between Puffy and Jennifer was red hot.
I had my own sparks. You know what I'm saying? You look at Honey, my sparks were just flying all off me.
But neither was in a position to do anything about it.
She was married at the time, so I was in my own relationship, so I had to have self-control. And then we just became friends.
But it seemed that by July of 1999, they had reconciled because Kim was spotted out with a huge diamond on her ring finger. Unfortunately, this didn't stop Puffy from popping out with Jennifer Lopez at the 1999 Video Music Awards. This move really embarrassed Kim and caused her to kick Puff out of the home that they shared. Publicly, Puffy wanted to be with Jennifer Lopez, presenting themselves as the perfect power couple, him being a successful CEO and businessman, and Jennifer Lopez rising as a superstar singer and actress. Puffy loved the spotlight and media coverage that he got being with Jennifer Lopez, but privately, he still wanted Kim, or at least he still wanted to control her. Kim would often confide in her best friend, Kimora Lee Simmons, about what she was going through in her relationship with Puffy, the constant fighting and arguing, the confusion of where they really stood, and the public embarrassment from his relationship with J.
Who tried to shut Kimora up? Okay, Selfmade, send it to me on Insta real quick. I'll cover it Thursday. I'll do a quick update on Thursday. Send it to me. I told my coworkers off when they were discussing Winnie in the lunchroom. My pastor had to talk me off the lid. The fact that her talent was undeniable beyond her mistakes really inspired me. All her ex. Kimora knew.
J-Lo. Eventually, she decided that she didn't want to be anywhere near her ex, so she left New York City and went back to her home state of Georgia. But even though she relocated, Puffy would still be a part of her life regardless. He would frequently fly down south to see her, to keep an eye on her, and make sure she wasn't doing anything that he wouldn't approve of. Puffy and J-Lo were media royalty during this time, but soon they would be in the middle of a violent controversy, because on December 28, 1999, Puffy, along with Jennifer Lopez, his bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones, along with his newest protege Jamal Shine Barrow, were all partying at Club New York in Manhattan. Puffy bumped into a man named Matthew Scar Allen, a known drug dealer in the area. Words were exchanged and a fight broke out, followed by multiple gunshots, including a woman named Natanya Rubin who was struck in the face. Puffy, J-Lo, and the rest of their entourage ran out of the club into their SUVs. It said that Puffy even tried to bribe his driver while they were on a high-speed chase, telling him that he would pay him a lot of money to say that the gun was his, but the driver refused. Everyone in the vehicle would be arrested and hit with multiple charges, but J-Lo was released almost immediately. This situation put a stain on Puffy's public image, especially after being in the middle of the East versus West beef, where multiple people lost their lives. But with his name in the news headlines connected to a shooting, now that was all in jeopardy. He prided himself on coming off as a businessman and not a thug.
Rap mogul Sean Puffy Combs pleaded not guilty today to charges stemming from a nightclub shooting. Combs was arraigned on charges of criminal possession of a handgun. Those charges are related to a shooting.
And didn't help him or nothing, never looked out for him or nothing. Miss Jazzy said that he put all that stuff on an innocent man, didn't even take care of him, and he was deported and now preaching. Let's go. That's how cold he was. That's how cold he was. He put all of that. Y'all heard him say he asked the driver, I'll pay you a lot of money. Because Puffy really did that. Puffy really did that. He was a red rummer. He was a monster of all shapes and sizes and everything. Inappropriately touching young women. The partying and disgusting touches of men. The drugs that was involved. Not paying people. It's a lot behind this, and where it started is even harsher. Everybody thought Jaguar was just talking BS and jealous, but now I believe, yeah. That's why she was in hiding, running. She's still running. You know Jaguar is speaking facts when Jay-Z gets papers on her that she can't speak about him and Beyonce. When Jay-Z, everybody talks about them. But not like how Jaguar was. Not how Jaguar was and still is. TT saying, I feel at times she is theatrical, LO, but now she drop them. She do some kids. Even Orlando Brown. You notice how the ones that speak out, Kiss and TT, what they always say about them, they're crazy. That's how they want us to look at Nicki Minaj now. That's how they did Kanye. And what we do as black people, there go Kanye crazy ass. No. She was too close. She was close with Jay-Z. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for some who has sold their soul to the devil, it don't sit right. It don't sit right with somebody who's normal and doesn't want parts in all of this. Diddy's parties look lavish. But it was so much dark entities that you had to be a part of to be affiliated to his parties. And I'm not selling my soul to watch men love on men and put ecstasy in their ass and all. Not my type of party. And I was a partier, but that's not my type of party. Or you had to touch him, you had to sell yourself for something. No. That's why J-Lo never went back. She knows. Yes, Tammy C. Man, Orlando been on his stuff lately. Opened him a restaurant and it's clean now. Okay, Miss Jazzy, I got to check him out. Miss Parker, that's what I was saying about the whistleblowers earlier. Yeah, you did. You did. They gave R. Kelly the name The Piper. The Piper was a music genius and he would lure kids in with his music. It's deep. Send it to me, Miss Sharon. I got to look into that. They hurried up and threw the cease and desist on that ass, didn't they? Why would Jay-Z care about what Jaguar is saying if she's crazy? This is a crazy lady speaking, right? Doesn't make sense.
At a Midtown nightclub last December that injured 3 people. Combs and his girlfriend Jennifer Lopez were stopped after leaving that club. Combs was arrested when police found a stolen gun in the front seat of his car.
We know what happened and we hope, that it all turns out the way it's supposed to.
You had to be disturbed by a report in the New York paper yesterday.
Yeah.
It said an eyewitness along 8th Avenue as your car drove by saw a female hand throwing a gun out of the car.
Ridiculous. I don't even
You're the
wanna
only
address
female
it.
in the car. You don't want to talk about
Ridiculous.
it? You very confident that Puffy will be found innocent in this trial?
Yes, I will.
You're going to testify?
If they need me.
But you haven't been asked
I
yet.
haven't been asked since.
It's a difficult time, and
Despite all the negative publicity, it didn't.
Why wouldn't J-Lo be called to testify? Wasn't she there? Sean is a very impressive young man. Yes, Nene. They're helping. Yeah, the ones that speak out, the label them crazy. Even the crazy speak some truth. She know who have bodies on them and why it was happening. She already said that Judd was to replace Whitney. One of the things I really get mad at about Diddy is all the talent he kept from us. Yeah, I mean, all they do, but that's part of the reason why she pop off, in my opinion. They said J-Lo was holding a gun for him. I don't know if Jaguar and Jean said it. I mean, the witness said it. somebody seen her drop the gun. Y'all heard her say, I don't want to speak of it. Shit, if I ain't dropped nothing, I'm going to say I ain't dropped nothing. But why wasn't she testifying in that? They put it all on Shine. J-Lo, that's why nothing good is happening to J-Lo. Yes, she still might be a career. She saw her so too. 8, 9 marriages. How you get married 8, 9, 10, 11 times? And nothing worked? Like, what? Keeping their youth. Y'all think they don't sign on that dotted line with their blood to keep the youth? Pay attention. I know black don't crack, but shit. Let's pay attention to what's really going on. Superhead even spoke about Diddy in her book. Yes, she did. Yes, Orlando is not crazy. He played crazy to survive. Absolutely. They did Shine big dirty. Diddy told her team he was going to take care of it. That was the agreement. Absolutely, Jazzy. Yada, yep, that's who he was with that night.
Stop him from popping out with his new woman, J-Lo, at the 42nd Annual Grammy Awards on February 23rd of 2000. This was the award show where Jennifer Lopez wore the infamous dress, which absolutely broke the internet during that time and would be the reason that Google Images was created.
I never seen that like that. It's like a movie.
When Puffy showed up at the 2000 Grammys with Jennifer Lopez on his arm in a Versace dress that defied the laws of physics, he was the envy of men everywhere.
I don't really know how long it took her to get into the dress because I was getting dressed in another room. But I know it only took me a second to get her out of it.
Kim was at home watching the award show with friends, and she told them that Puffy would be calling before the night is over. And just a few hours after the award show ended, the phone was ringing. But despite Puffy still trying to play both sides, Kim was moving on and had started a new relationship with a man named Shakir Stewart. He was also a music executive and mentee of Antonio L.A. Reid of LaFace Records. He played a vital role in the careers of artists such as Ciara, Usher, Jeezy, Rick Ross, as well as helping Beyonce land her first publishing deal. He was a powerful man in the music industry in his own right, but he wasn't more powerful than Puff. And once he discovered that Shakir was in a relationship with Kim, he vowed to end it immediately. Puffy had connections to L.A. Reid as well due to his distribution deal with Arista. So when he got married in the summer of 2000, he was in attendance, along with Shakir Stewart. It's said that after the reception was over, Puffy went to Shakir's room and confronted him with his bodyguards, threatening to kill him if he didn't stay away from Kim and hitting him over the head with a chair. Soon after this encounter, Shakir ended his relationship with Kim. It seemed like if Puffy couldn't have her, then nobody could.
And it was a couple of people that lost their lives behind messing with Kim. If everybody remembers, one of Suge Knight's homeboys, Orlando B is a Sagittarius. I don't know if y'all know what that means, but he's intelligent as fuck. He know what he's doing at all times. They say Orlando's rap music goes hard. But yeah, like I said, dig deep into this and so much more will come out.
He confronted Kim about her relationship with Shakir, and it turned into a huge fight. And it said that during the confrontation, Puffy broke Kim's nose.
That is true.
Then you heard about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht? Wow, I ain't hear about that. He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht.
Well, I took them to where the yacht came and picked them up at, and Puff said, I don't need no security because it was just personal friends getting on the yacht. And then I picked them up when the yacht came back, and I seen Kim's nose taped up.
In early 2001, Jennifer Lopez would break up with Puffy, despite the fact that he played a major role in her rise in the music industry, as well as helping her gain a certain level of credibility within the hip-hop community. In March of 2001, Puff, along with his bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones, would be found innocent in the Club New York shooting. but his protege Shine was seemingly the fall guy and ultimately sentenced to 10 years in prison. The day after Puffy's victory in court, Kim was sued for child support, ultimately receiving a $4.5 million settlement. It was a very nasty legal battle, but sometimes they would still be photoed leaving court together. According to Kim's lawyer, Suzanne Bracker, she said that during a conference call, Puff Daddy threatened her by saying that he would take care of her later. After all of the legals, he wanted to rebrand him to P. Diddy. He wanted to mark a new era as CEO and businessman, a new era in his relationship with Kim, vowing to become a better man and treating her the right way. He went down to Georgia and begged Kim's mom and grandmother to convince her to give him another chance. She said that he told her, "Kimberly, I made a mistake with your mother. We all make mistakes, but you should give him another chance." And to show that he was serious, in 2004, P. Diddy purchased Kim a $6 million home in Alpine, New Jersey that came with 26 bedrooms. Kim stated that after Diddy's trial, she noticed a positive change in him, and it was starting to look like marriage was on the horizon. It seemed like they were finally getting to a place.
And see, that right there, the money of it all. But it was blood money. Hey, Precious. It was blood money. 26 bedroom. I don't even want a 5 bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But a 26 bedroom home to come back. The control of it. The power of money that draws you back to the hands of your abuser is crazy. Yeah, T. I thought I seen somebody else say something else and I missed it.
Place in their relationship where they were truly happy. Kim would often appear next to P. Diddy for his Sean John clothing line ads, as well as his fragrance line Unforgivable. She created a company with her 2 friends called 3 Brown Girls that help people make connections in the music industry and beyond. She played a pivotal role in discovering artists such as Janelle Monáe, who credited Kim for helping her get her career started, along with Young Jeezy.
Fire music.
Shouts out to Kim Porter for that. Rest in heaven, baby.
How did it come to be?
Kim Porter, which was Puffy's
longtime partner. Yeah.
She knew one of my she knew a guy named Block that actually had the group, and at the time I was working with Jazzy Faye.
And by 2006, Kim was pregnant with twin girls, and the couple was absolutely overjoyed.
Hey, what's up, y'all? We interrupt your browsing for this emergency announcement. This is my girl, Kim, my lovely girlfriend, KP, Kim Porter.
It was right there.
And the other day, y'all, I woke up in the morning, and I was just looking at my girl. She pregnant right now, as y'all can see. I was just like staring at her, looking at how beautiful she is. You're kind of big. Why are you so big? But not in a way that, she big that would upset her. And I'm just saying, like, she looked kind of big for the amount of months she is. And so I said, baby, I think we need to go to the doctor because you kind of big. You look like you ready to give birth right now. And so we went to the doctor. And guess what? Your boy Diddy is a champion. I am a champion. The doctor told me and Kim, and I'm telling you right now, no press announcement, I'm just telling people in my family that I'm having twins. It is official. Yes, two more Combses. 2. Well, y'all in trouble now.
That same year, they appeared in Essence magazine. It was meant to uplift P. Diddy's public image, as well as celebrate his love with Kim Porter and the arrival of their 2 new baby girls. But it would quickly turn sour. After the interviewer asked P. Diddy when was he gonna marry his longtime girlfriend, Kim Porter, he responded by saying that he was still working on becoming a better boyfriend and how he wasn't ready to be a husband yet, even though he knew in his heart that Kim deserved to be a wife. She was forced to put on a brave face during the photo shoot because by this time she was already aware that P. Diddy had fathered another child outside of their relationship. and it was during the same time that she was pregnant with the twins. The other woman's name was Sarah Chapman, and what made this selection interesting by P. Diddy is that she allegedly had romantic ties to his old rival, Tupac. Despite the embarrassment of her boyfriend getting another woman pregnant, Kim still tried to work things out. But soon another woman would enter the picture, and she would prove to be the death blow in Kim's relationship with P. Diddy, a 19-year-old dancer and singer named Cassie Ventura. She was discovered by music producer Ryan Leslie, who was also her boyfriend during this time. He stated that when they had a meeting with P. Diddy to sign the contracts, he wasn't paying him any attention and was staring at Cassie the entire
time. Y'all see? Y'all see it? Ain't that how he did Al B. Shore with Kim? A repetitive cycle. Sitting in these men's faces. Playing the part of the creepy little monster that he is. Sharon said if R. Kelly wouldn't have asked for his masters, he would be out of jail. Puffy wanted out of the deal with his liquor line, he would be out of jail as well. Miss Jazzy said she shouldn't have gone back. Lord, he really wanted J-Lo. The way she broke up with him would have made him look stupid. And see, she had already, don't forget she done went back to Atlanta, but her mother, give him a chance. Go on back. He can provide for you, daughter. Go back. As a mother, we need to stand with our daughters regardless how well a nigga take care of her. When I see a man in red, when I see a red in my kids' relationships, I tell them what I see and let them make their own decisions. Let's go, Sharon. Regardless how well a nigga will take care of our kids. You said it perfectly clear, Sharon. Jason said facts, that money train, Lord. In trouble now, and I can't take that either way. What he already had in mind to raise them boys up like him, demonic. Or I mean, simple double the trouble. You never know with his ass. Yes. And I dropped the link to this video, you guys. You guys go ahead and finish checking the rest of this video out. The timestamp on this video is 27:56. It's 43 minutes and 13 seconds long, but it's only 27 minutes and 56 seconds. You guys check it out. Shank Rock is going to be going live, and I have another live set up as well. A small correction. She's from Columbus, Georgia, not Atlanta, Georgia. I never said she was from Atlanta. Yeah, I never said Kim was from Atlanta, but thank you for the correction. And stuff. And if I did say she was from Atlanta, I was only reading, listening to this and reading what I was reading from her book. So, thank you. What does it profit a man? I think we know the rest. Let's go, Nay. But you guys go check the rest of this video out. It's on Beyond the Fame. I dropped the link in the chat not too long ago. Let me see if it's still in here. This is a good documentary. I think everybody should go watch it. And then also catch the documentary of, maybe I need to drop it again. Yeah, I try to watch, shout out to him, shout out to Beyond the Fame and stuff. Cause next we're gonna do Kathy, Jay-Z, the girl who mysteriously ended up unalived. What's really going on with these ladies becoming unalived? I mean, Jay-Z's name did come up with the Epstein files, correct? They say birds of a feather flock together. And I'm beginning to really believe that these sayings are true. Salute everybody. I hope you guys have a great day. Let me drop his link one more time for you guys that didn't get it. Yeah, we're going to be doing Kathy White, the tragic death of Jay-Z's mistress. That will be next. She moved to Atlanta. Wow. Yeah, we're going to be doing that one next. So tune in. I will probably cover that Thursday after I do the Quintani updates and stuff. So, because we're going to get to it. TT said my corrections. Let me put beyond the fame. And y'all can catch the one about Kathy too. That way y'all can be caught up with me with it and stuff like that. My correction to kids. Was he going to raise them like him? So-called mother, madam. Talking about the trouble. You know, it's crazy because when I see the girls and they're modeling and how they dressed, I was like, my God, you know. And I know in modeling, it's that world of dressing how you dress, but it was their age and I just didn't like it. It was so inappropriate. Sad either way. That's why Al was trying to get a hold of Quincy. Yes, Jazzy. He really was. But I dropped the link right here, you guys, Beyond the Fame. You guys make sure to go check this video out, Beyond the Fame. And it is the mysterious death of Kim Porter, you know. So I want you guys to check it out. Like I said, the timestamp on it, we leave it off at 27 minutes and 56 seconds. It's very interesting. We're going to be doing Kathy White on Thursday, guys. So pull up Thursday, and I will be back at 8. I was going to go live at 6, but I want to kind of relax and get my mind together. I'll set that for tomorrow and stuff like that. I want to talk about another case tomorrow and go from there, and then I'll do my 6 o'clock live because I won't have nothing set at 8. But pull back up for the Nazaya Harris live. I kind of want to touch on some things that I missed, and I want to build a connection with you guys to show you how real and deep stuff really was with this case. That either way, yeah. My first relationship was like Kim and Puffy. My mom said those same words. I told you to date him. That nigga said he was going to unalive himself. I told my mom, tell him I'm sending him some bullets. Oh my goodness, Sharon. She's sister. Thank you guys so much for the super sticker, super chats, the memberships, being a member, keeping your green jacket for a while. Thank you, Miss Sharon, for always gifting somebody a green jacket. Man, please keep it. It's still chilly outside, okay? I reached 4 of my 5 goals, which is cool. It's all good. It's an incentive given to us by YouTube, you know, to make more money on our channels and also to push these stories in the algorithm. When you hit that like button, it pushes the stories. And with these Epstein files out, we're going to be coming back with part 2 of that. I hope Pretty Trucker joins me when I do the part 2 of that. Create a great day, all. Thank you, Nene. Thank you for joining us today. Take yourself, not me, please. Okay. And stuff like that. Again, Tupac's trial is coming up this year. We will be in attendance for that. We're definitely going to be in attendance for that. And we're going to enjoy ourselves while we're out there, you know. This story goes deep into other people's lives. Tupac, Biggie Smalls, Wolf. And also, we can't forget that Maze has a story to tell too. He has came out and said some things. I miss Epstein part 1. Damn. Yes, it's up, Yachty. Catch it on your free time and stuff. But Friday, I will be doing a part 2 and stuff of that, playing the trial and stuff. And let's see what she had to say and stuff, and why she wanted to plead the fifth and things like that. So salute everybody. I will see you guys at 8 tonight, okay? Thank you, Nay.